Yes guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be discussing when to discuss your price during a sales call. I mainly help online fitness and health coaches, but this is applicable for any online coaches who are selling some sort of coaching program and you have some sort of high ticket offer. Because the fact is this, a lot of people kind of get this misconstrued and they pitch the price too early, they pitch the price too late, and the fact is they lose out on cash, right? So we're going to go over this. Should be a brief video. But the fact is, if you can see my notepad, you should understand the concept of the temperature check, okay? Before we do get into the temperature check, we're gonna go to the 3 things you need to do before you even pitch, okay? So these 2, if we outline these 2 concepts, you know exactly when to pitch your price and exactly how to avoid any silly objections that you could have pre-handled before the close point, okay? So we have 3 key things that we must do before we pitch any client, any prospect. And so first and foremost, we need to always establish, are they the authority? This is so important. And you've probably come across the objection, I need to speak to my wife, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my uncle, my business partner, my colleague, my son. They need to always speak to somebody before they make this decision. Okay, and realistically, if we have a triage call, we should handle this in the triage call. But let's say we have just a 1 call close, a simple 1 call close. How do we effectively handle this authority objection? Of course, this depends on the industry you're in. I've spoke to some guys recently who help students get into business school. So in that particular situation, the authority is the parents. And for example, if you're a fitness coach for women, you're gonna come across this problem a lot more than if you're a fitness coach for men, because I would say women are often more likely to go, I need to speak to my boyfriend or husband, okay? So if you're doing fitness coaching for women, they're gonna go boyfriend/husband. But of course, we do still have men who would go girlfriend/wife. So the fact is this, guys, we should never pitch until we know that the authority is on the call. Okay? And how you're gonna do this is simple. So let's say, for example, we're gonna go in a situation where we're pitching to a man and he has a girlfriend or wife. One thing you guys need to understand is fitness coaching is not just fitness coaching, it's life coaching. And there's always a reason why you want this type of transformation in your life. One key reason why for most people is the dating side of things, the relationship side of things, whether it's for their future partner or for their current partner. You don't understand what you're doing here, guys. If you're a fitness coach specifically, you're changing their life. You might save their marriage by getting the guy in shape. What if the wife's just not satisfied? Looks-wise, she's not satisfied with her husband. And also in the bedroom, she's not satisfied because he has no energy. You would be saving their marriage by doing this. This is, number one, what I want you to understand in terms of how important what you're doing is. Let's say we have the girlfriend or wife. We want to speak about this. We want to say, okay, and by the way, single, married, kids, where are we at with that? Let's say Bob says, yeah, I got a wife, 2 kids. Ah, amazing, amazing. And what does your wife think about this? Like, does she want you to get in shape? Is she on your side with this? Yeah, she is on my side. She is definitely on my side. Why is that specifically? She's on my side because she said that kind of let it go since the marriage 5 years ago, and I built a bit of a dad bod. She would love to see me with the physique I had 5 years ago, but on top of that, I haven't really been doing that well in the bedroom just because I have no energy. Perfect. So we've now got the agreement that the wife is on board with this decision. You're gonna go, well, beautiful, beautiful, Bob. Okay, and that being said, I mean, if you were to want to make this type of decision, want to make this type of investment into your health and your future, would you need your wife's approval in this, her agreement on this, or would you be good to go? Let's say he goes, yes, right? Or let's say he goes, no. If he goes no, we know, okay, perfect. So your wife wouldn't need to be here for you to make this type of decision. Yeah, she'd probably need to be here. Perfect. We say, okay, perfect, Bob. Let's just reschedule this call. Let's reschedule this call with a time that your wife is more suitable to jump on, or maybe she's suitable to jump on now. And then we can go over everything together just so we don't waste any time, okay? Do not go any further. There's no point in having the rest of the call until we get that wife on, whether we get the wife on immediately or tomorrow, or we reschedule a call. And a key move, like a sneaky move you want to do here, get the wife's email so you can add her onto the calendar when you invite her to the call. Even add her or tell him to add her to the WhatsApp group chat you've had prior to this call. But let's say he says, no, I don't need my wife's approval of this. So you're gonna then again probe again and be like, okay, perfect. So you don't need your wife's approval for any like financial decisions you make, or is there a level where it's like, now we need to speak to the wife. Maybe you're gonna buy like a $5,000 car. You need to speak to your wife. Then no, or maybe you don't. Find out where this level kind of is. okay? Because, for example, guys, an objection handle we would use, let's say at the end of the call, bearing in mind we don't want to get to the end of the call and face a wife objection because that's a bit difficult to handle, okay? It's very hard to handle at the end of the call, but we can handle it ahead of time. But let's say in a hypothetical situation, we want to handle the wife objection at the end of the call. We would speak to them about the fact that, okay, so you wouldn't need your wife's approval to buy a Snickers bar, would you? And then they're of course gonna go, no, of course. And then you find the level. So right now we're finding the level where they need their wife's approval. And then let's say they go, yeah, no, I don't really need her approval. Yeah, maybe if I need to buy a car, that's a different thing, but okay, so we found the level. Now you're gonna go, okay, cool, perfect. So just to clarify, if you got to the end of this call, absolutely loved everything you heard, knew we were the experts in the field that are gonna transform your life, and if of course we thought, wow, Bob, you're a great guy, we want you as a part of the team, we want you as a student, you wouldn't need your wife at all, even to think over the decision, speak to her about it, sign it off. So what have we done here? 3 times we've probed. We've made sure this shouldn't be an objection, because if we do it one time, they can brush it over and then get to the end of the call and go, oh, I didn't know it was this much. But we've tried to find the level. We've said, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? They said no every time. We're fine. And then we're good to go. This is the same for the boyfriend or husband, exactly the same. Girlfriend, parents, same thing, just different concept. So we've outlined, we've ticked off authority. Now we need to make sure finances. Do they have the financial means to make this decision? And this is honestly really simple, right? Of course, in your calendar scheduling software, you should have some sort of pre-qualification question to do with finances. Of course, you should have a triage call or a pre-call to see stuff about finances. For example, in the pre-call, we ask a question on the lines of, and so let's say this program was everything you were looking for. It helps you with the diet, the nutrition, the sleep, the energy, the mobility. Would there be anything actually stopping you from getting started? For example, medical issues, injuries, finances. And so look at the question we've asked there. Number 1, we said medical issues and injuries first, which meant we didn't seem like we're asking specifically for finances. But we've also framed it as if it was perfect for him, would there be anything stopping him? Not directly asking how much money do you have in the bank? And so here we need to assess their tonality, okay? Assess how they speak about finances. If they go, no, finances shouldn't be a problem, we can hear they're confident. But if they go, yeah, don't think finances should be an issue, we kind of want to call them out on that and be like, are you sure? You sounded a bit uncertain. Okay, perfect. So we assess the finances. What is another way we can assess finances? Holidays. This is a sneaky way, a cheeky way, right? By the way, I mean, last year, how many holidays did you go on? You know, was it a lot, like a couple, 3 or 5? Did you only go once? Like, how was that? I went to holiday twice. Oh, perfect. Where did you go to? I went to Japan and I went to, I don't know, Miami. Now, based off these locations, we should be able to somewhat assess their health, their finances, somewhat assess their standing in terms of their investment into their future, their life, their self, their spending. And so now we can actually almost use this as leverage and say, you can even ask, well, how much, that must have set you back a lot. How much did that holiday cost? Let's say they go, oh, it wasn't too much, it was like 2,500. Or it was a lot, it was like 10,000. Or it was pretty cheap, it was 500. We can now get this information, because what does that then do? When we get to the point and they go, oh, 3,000 is a lot for a fitness coaching program. And you're like, Bob, just to clarify, I mean, what do you actually value? You actually being in shape, so you have longevity of life, so you can see your daughter get married, for example, so you can now be in shape for your wife and be an example to your kids, or, you know, just a holiday. Oh, I'd value my physique more. Oh, perfect, but you said this is expensive. I know earlier in the call you did say you spent, what, 2,500 on holiday? So which one would you say is a priority for you? Boom, we've used it as ammo, okay? So we've got finances. We can assess via holidays, we can assess via the first question I mentioned. So we have authority, we have finances, and we have belief. And I'd say belief is not a case where we have to wait till they have the belief to pitch, because the belief is, number 1, do they believe in themselves to, if they had guidance, they would be able to get into the shape they want. But number 2, do they believe in you as an expert to be able to take them there? And realistically, we kind of need the pitch to actually sell that. So belief is not the most important, but for sure, authority and finances, we cannot move forward until we got these 2 things. Now we go into the temperature check, okay? Temperature check is very, very simple. TC, temperature check. With the temperature check, we need 3 key things, 3 things to pretty much ensure that this person is going to close and join the program. We need to use a technique I learned in the book Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. It's called mirroring and labeling. We want to be doing this throughout the entire call. And the reason why we do this is to show the prospect we were listening and that we were an expert. We know that throughout the call, we've been taking notes. This person's 7'7", they're 35 pounds, they're this, they're that, his energy levels, his mobility, what are their issues, where do they want to go, etc. After we've done our pitch, temperature check is after the pitch, we want to ask them, so, by the way, Bob, and I just want to get this right. I just want to get this right because I want to make sure we've got your goals to a T. I know for you right now, you've got a bit of the dad bod, you're 47, you're touching 50 soon, and you know that not only is the dad bod an issue, but your energy levels are just really poor and you can't do the things you used to do when you were 25. And for you, it's so important to not only have that lean muscular physique where you're not too big on the bodybuilder side, but you're not skinny, but also you have extremely good energy levels, your sleep is better, and overall your mobility is better. You can touch your toes again. I know those were your goals. Did I miss anything? Was there anything that I missed out, or did I hit the nail on the head? Perfect. So what have we done here? We listed out every single one of his goals to a T, speaking to him, listing them out. Once we've listed these out, we said, was there anything we missed? And what that has done is shown him, number one, we were listening to him when he was speaking. And people like people who listen because it shows they were an expert, they were really taking us in. And now when they say, no, you hit the nail on the head, that's perfect. We now have strong leverage to go into our next question. So number one, we understand what. What do they want to achieve? What are their goals? We now want to go on to the next thing, which is how. How are they going to get there? And I'm going to explain what our question really is. We're going to say, and so Bob, this 4-step framework, you know, the specialized workout program, the nutritional guidance, the accountability and self-mastery, and the community aspect. Do you actually believe, after of course having this conversation with me, that these 4 pillars will get you to where you want to get to in terms of your transformation, or do you think there's some stuff that's missing that won't really work for you? So we've understood what his goals are. We've understood how he's going to get there. And he might say, yeah, I do believe in that. Why do you believe in it? You're going to ask him why. And he's going to sell himself to you again, okay? What? We understand how we're going to get there. And we need to assess the tonality here. If we hear any uncertainty, we want to call them out immediately. I did hear some uncertainty. Is that, are you sure there's nothing that's bothering you about the program that you don't think is going to work for you? Perfect. So we've got what, we've got how, we've got if, okay? And if is pretty simple. You're going to ask them, I mean, Bob, how long have you been watching my content for? Or if you're a close, you're going to ask, how long have you been watching, you know, Mark's content for? They're going to tell you 5 months, 5 years, 5 days, however long. Okay, perfect. And what do you like the most about the content? They're going to tell you what they like the most. And then you're going to say, okay, and so from watching my content, speaking to me today, understanding how the team works, do you actually believe we're the right people to take you on this journey? Are we the right people to take them on this journey? And I think I probably should have titled this as like people or partnership, whatever you want to call it, right? But the point is, are we a right fit? Are we the right people to take you on this journey? And he's going to say yes or no. You need to, again, assess the tonality, call him out. Don't let him just brush it by and go, yeah, maybe. You can't let him say that. You have to call him out. You're going to ask him why. And then you can say, oh yeah, I like this part of the program, this part of the team, this part of I love your content, I think you're a reputable guy, I think you're an expert, whatever. And then you're going to return it back to him. Yeah, I mean, Bob, I can see in your eyes you really want to make a change, and I love working people like that. How? Partnership. Once we've done these 3 things, it's almost inevitable for them to close. Because we've made sure that every box is ticked off. And now this is when we can transition into the close by saying, for example, okay, I mean, Bob, we understand what you want to achieve, how we're actually going to get there. If this partnership makes sense, that's why I said if now, remember. So should I now show you what it logistically looks like to work with us, or now we're in the game? When should you pitch the price? You should pitch the price after you do this. You do the 3 things: authority, finances, belief. Then we do our temperature check. And bearing in mind, you do not move on from this temperature check until you eliminate all the objections here. If you go over how they want to achieve and they go, yeah, the sleep section is not really, I don't think, well, I think it'll work. You need to reinstate that belief. You don't move on until you reinstate that. If they get, yeah, you guys are nice. I mean, I do have a couple other coaches I have to have calls with. We want to jump on that. We don't go into the pitch. We don't even pitch the price if they don't confirm that all of these things are good. And then we pitch the price. Perfect. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you gained some value. And if you want more value like this, just follow my YouTube. Go through my videos. I actually have a free school community down below in the description that has an insane amount of resources, assets, videos like these, some that aren't on the YouTube that are extremely valuable if you're an online coach trying to scale your business. But now, if you want to expedite the process, if you want to cut out all the noise and skip to the point of getting custom tailored consultancy, book in a call with me. My name's Isaac. I hope you have an exceptional day. Take care of yourself. Smash the day. Jesus loves you. God made, God paid. Take care of yourself.